Hello princesses! Today I'm going to be talking about the Peripera Ink Velvets. These are the new version of the Ink Velvets, and I do have some of the old versions, and yes, I will show you some comparisons throughout the video. So I decided to pick these up for the obvious fact that they are a new version of something that I've already tried, and I already liked the original Ink Velvets, so I was very excited to get these ones a go. So we'll start out with the product description. This one says, a creamy textured velvet tint that provides high pigmented colours with ink lasting effect. The packaging of these products is the same sort of packaging that Peripera always uses that I don't really like. It has that kind of like tip that is just, I don't know, I find the packaging a little bit hard to hold, but Peripera, like everything looks like this, so it's obviously their thing and they obviously really like it, so they're not going to change it. Every bottle is color coded with the correct color, and what I really like about these ones is that they have a really large number on the front, and they also have the name of the shade down the side as well. There are 10 colors in the collection, and this collection runs heavy on reds. I don't know why, they just do. So I'm just going to swatch these two. So this is number 7, a Girlish Red, and then this is one of the originals. It's number 15, I just don't know what it's called because it doesn't have anything on it. Obviously the bottles are a slightly different shape. The old one is a little bit narrower at the bottom, the new one is more same way. The top is the same except they're different colours. Obviously the packaging emblems look different. I like that this one has the name on it, whereas this one only has a number right on the bottom tab here, which mine are sun faded so you cannot see. So the applicators are slightly different as well. The applicator on the new version picks up a lot of product, which is really nice. But it is slightly more like an arrow shape, whereas the doe foot on the old one is just your classic regular doe foot. So they do look slightly different there. You can also see that the old one collects a lot of product, whereas the new one has like a smaller section on the inside to wipe off the product. So it doesn't seem to collect nearly as much, even though this one obviously is older. So if you look at the texture of the two, this is the old version. So it's a little bit more runny, and then the new one is a little bit more moussey, so it's a little bit more similar colors actually. It's a little bit thicker, it's a little bit less slidey, and yeah, I think that the old one is slightly shinier as well. That's about it. So it is a similar formula, but I definitely prefer the new one over the old one. The first shade is number 1, which is called Good Brick. So I'm going to do a little gradient, and these are pretty good for doing gradients with if that's what you like, because they do smooth out really nicely. So that would pretty much be me calling that one a day for a gradient. They do sheer out really nicely, so you can see that I can get a sort of like a mid-tone, and then I can darken it up in the center to make a nice gradient. So this is what number 1, a Good Brick, looks like as a gradient. And then this is what it looks like as a full lip application. This one is not my favorite color. It's that kind of like brownish red that I don't necessarily love that much, but it's okay. So this is number 1, Good Brick. Shade number 2 is called Celeb Deep Rose. This is what this one looks like as a gradient, and then also as a full lip color. I thought this was going to be a shade that I really liked, but I don't like it that much. It's okay, it's just not something that I really reach for. It is kind of like a brownish coral red, I guess would be the most apt description. So this is number 2, Celeb Deep Rose. Number 3 is called Red Only. This is what this one looks like as a gradient. It is a very pigmented color, so it doesn't make the best gradient for me, but it would be nice if I was layering it with another color and not just using my actual lips in the base. And then this is how it looks as a full lip color. I really like this one. It is a very pretty red. It's kind of more like a reddish, like obviously red, a berry toned red, sort of like a pinky red than anything else. I think it is really, really nice. So this is number 3, Red Only. Number 4 is called Vitality Coral. So this is what it looks like as a gradient. I think that this one actually looks really pretty as a gradient, and it looks a lot less red because there are quite a few reds in this collection. So I quite like this one as a gradient. And then this is what it looks like as a full lip color. So it does look a lot more red when it's actually fully applied. But it is still a really, really pretty coral. So this is number 4, Vitality Coral. Number 5 is Coral Effec. Coral Facial. Coral Facial? I don't know about that one. This is what this one looks like as a gradient. My lips are a little bit stained, so I'm very sorry about that. There are just too many reds in this collection to make it through. And this one is probably not as much of a red as the other ones are. It's definitely more peach than number 4, which was Vitality Coral. So this one I would say is more of a peach than a coral, but still pretty nonetheless. And then this is what it looks like as a full lip color. So this is actually a really nice peach. It's a little bit darker than I would like for my peaches personally, but I do think that it still looks really nice on my lips. So this is number 5, Corofficial. Number 6 is called Purdy Red, spelled with a P-U-R-D-Y, not just me mispronouncing pretty. This is what this one looks like as a gradient. I think that it looks really nice as a gradient. I have got a little bit of foundation on my lips because they are stained, but yeah, still looks okay. And then this is what it looks like as a full lip color. This is a very bright, more orange toned red, and I think that it looks really, really nice. It's not as nice as the other red that I liked, which was number 3, red only. That one's a little bit more of a blue toned red, or like a pinky red, and this is more orange, so it's a bit brighter. Still really nice though. So this is number 6, Purdy Rose. The 7 is called Girlish Rose. I mean Girlish Red, not Girlish Rose. That's okay. So this is what this one looks like as a gradient. It's not my favorite color, but it does work well for a gradient still. So this is what Girlish Red looks like as a full lip color. It is a very orange toned red. It is brighter than number 6, which was Purdy Red. So this is a lot more orange tone of a red. I guess you could think of it as like a red toned orange. It's pretty, but it's not my cup of tea personally. So this is number 7, Girlish Red. Number 8 is called Sellout Red. So this is what this one looks like as a gradient. I don't mind this red as a gradient, but it's not my favorite red to make a gradient out of, although I do use this one a lot. And this is what it looks like as a full lip color. I think that this one is really pretty. It's probably my favorite red, that one and number 3, which was red only, because they are the more like blue toned reds. This is just a little bit brighter, so I actually quite like it. It's kind of like a bright pinky red, so I like that one. So this one is number 8, Sellout Red. Number 9 is called Sparkling Pink. I put some foundation over the top of my staining and look, it's still pink. Holy moly. So that is what this one would look like as a gradient. It's not a very good example because, like I said, my lips are stained because there are like 8 different shades of red. Reds stain when you take them off and consistently reapply them. Sorry, there's not much I can do about it. Probably should have done them backwards and did the last ones first, but it's okay. But it does make a nice gradient nonetheless. And then this is what it looked like as a full lip color. I didn't think I was going to like this because it's such bright packaging, but honestly on the lips it's still the same pink. Don't get me wrong, but it does actually look a lot more flattering than I thought it was. I thought it was going to be like a bright neon Barbie pink, but I actually do really like it. So this is number 9, Sparkling Pink. And then number 10, the very last shade, is called Better Orange. This is somewhat what it would look like as a gradient. It is a very bright orange and my lips are stained red, so it's not quite realistic unless you've got really red pigmented lips, in which case it is very realistic because everybody has a different color lips. And then this is what number 10 looks like. It looks like one of the reds. Oh my gosh. It's such a pigmented and like bright orange that it pretty much looks red. It looks a little bit less orange normally, a little bit less red normally, but it's still like I would class it as one of the reds, even though the packaging looks like it is bright carrot orange. Surprise! So this is number 10, Better Orange. So overall, I really like the new formula of the Peripera Ink Velvets. I prefer this formula over the other one. It just is a lot easier to use, and I find that the colors are somewhat a little bit more accurate than the others were too, which for Peripera is kind of like a big deal because they're not really very accurate normally, which is extremely annoying. I do wish that the collection had a little bit more diversity. There's kind of like a couple of corally colors. There's one pink, there's one orange, and the rest of them are pretty much just different variations on reds. I mean, even the corals are mostly just different variations on a red. So you've got 8 different variations on red. That's boring. Just make a couple different colors maybe. So I have hope that they are going to expand in the future and put some more colors out, because I mean there are 10 here but there's 8 reds. But overall I think that the new formula is much better than the old one. I like the old colors, but I think that's because I've got like 2 different sets of collections, so I just picked the collections that I liked rather than buying every single color in the collection. But yeah, I think that the formula is a lot nicer. So I would definitely give the new formula a thumbs up over the old formula, which I don't think that they're producing anymore. So you just have to get the new ones. But I do like them and I definitely do recommend them. So thank you guys so much for watching this review, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!